I was so lucky. If I would have been anywhere by myself, I probably wouldn't have made it. The doctor said. The doctor, in fact, told me I had an angel on my shoulder that day. I felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest, and I couldn't get it off. And then he'd get up and then come down, and that's what it felt like. You can't breathe. And they took me to the hospital.
I feel like women a lot of times get so busy with everybody else's stuff that you don't get to think about yourself a lot of times. But you can't even be as good a help to other people if you're not helping yourself.
I want to make sure that I'm present in my child's life. You know, he's 9. I want to be there at every milestone throughout his life.
Look, I want to be here, not just to be here and watch him grow up, but to have fun with him along the way.
I was, having some different symptoms, and she was trying to figure out what was wrong. And she tested my blood sugar, thyroid, a variety of other things. We looked at my weight and my body mass index and that sort of thing. And when we discussed the results, everything was just below the danger zone. And I was relieved, and I said, oh, that's really good. And my doctor said, actually, that's not good. This is basically in the range of pre-diabetic. And pre-diabetic is not where you want to be, because there's pre-diabetic and then there's diabetes. And you don't want to get to diabetes, so you have to ease off of pre-diabetic. And I actually went out to my car after that appointment, and I sat in my car and I cried because I know better.
The first time they had the Go Red for Women event, I got a ticket, and I was thrilled to go to a fun social outing with a bunch of fabulous women, because at the time I had 2 little boys and I was a stay-at-home mom. So I wasn't really thinking about the meaning behind the event, although I did pay attention. And then 3 weeks later, I took those boys home to St. Louis to see my parents. And the morning after we got there, my mom woke up and she was complaining that her arm hurt and she hadn't slept that night, and she wanted to go back to bed. And my alarm bells started ringing with all of this new information I had from the Go Red for Women event. And I thought, no, I don't think she should go back to bed. And I said, Mom, you need to go to the doctor. No, I'm just gonna go sleep. I'm tired now because I didn't sleep well. Nope, you need to go to the doctor, Mom, you need to go to the doctor. And then my dad started in on her too with the same message. And so they went to the doctor, and then my dad called and said, they're putting her in an ambulance and taking her to the hospital, something's wrong. And sure enough, my mom was having a heart attack. We had no family history on her side of heart disease.
I remember my dad. I was 14, almost 15 when he passed away. My daughter wouldn't remember me if I lived to be 37. So I decided that by the next Go Red event, I was going to have my numbers where they should be.
And it was a big wake-up call. And so I've been really grateful to the Go Red movement ever since then for the education it provides to women about how our symptoms are different, how we just need to maybe take care of ourselves and be more assertive with our physicians as well.
I did go to the doctor, but she kind of diagnosed me with something besides heart disease. So a month later, I had my heart attack.
What this movement is doing, it's for women, it's by women, and it's making a big difference. And I know that it's not going to be very long before those numbers come down and heart disease and stroke are not the #1 killer anymore. And that's going to be a really big day. And I think at that point, and we can already say it's because of what we're doing with and for each other that's making this huge difference. So we're educating each other, we're advocating for each other, and really helping other women come along on the journey.
I actually ended up reducing my body mass index by 9 points. So it went from the danger zone for body mass index and the size of my waist and everything. I reduced the size of my waist by like 11 or 12 inches. I lost several clothing sizes. I never thought, you know, I always worked out and everything. But I actually became a runner, that kind of stuff. So that by the time the next Go Red event came, and I went through the screening and everything, all of my numbers were optimal instead of in that pre-diabetic range. And it did take a lot of hard work, and it did take a commitment.
Habits are hard to change. And I've really honed in on the last few months, been able to lose 15 pounds, incorporate more movement in my life, and just make a lot of smarter choices.
You get into the habit of not really even so much cooking at home no more, but you eat out a lot, you know, because you're working till what time of the night, you're hungry now because you haven't eaten all day, so you grab whatever that quickest thing is, you know, and of course a lot of times what's that, burger and fries, or, you know, some junk food, and things like that. So I think busy people have gotten into that habit of just grabbing the quick and easy, and that's not usually fruits and vegetables. So it really is a lifestyle thing.
I know it's not easy to go to the gym. I know what it feels like to be a single parent and have a certain budget and only being able to purchase certain things. But there's so many other things that you could do. You could walk your child to school if it's not that far. You could, you know, just on the weekend, if you have a pet, just going around the block. Take your child on a bike ride. It could be something that easy, but it can have a major impact in your life, in your family's life, in your friend's life, those people that love you.
Well, my 14-year-old, our oldest, was a great eater as a baby and a toddler, and then he reached that point where all he wanted to eat was chicken nuggets. And it was so frustrating. So he went through this period for a long time where he would not even look at a vegetable. And I was so frustrated because I would always put them on his plate. He wouldn't eat them, wouldn't eat them, wouldn't eat them. And all of a sudden, in the last several months, he's eating vegetables again.
Years and years of eating that way and living that way is why we're here with the heart disease and the cholesterol problems and how those things culminated to today.
The eating habits and the activity habits they have now start them on a path for the rest of their lives.
I've learned how to garden because I feel like I need to give my kids something. And so I learned how to grow my own vegetables. So, and it's kind of fun. And every year I go over my dad's house and I put him a little one on the side of his house. But me and my kids kind of do the same thing and grow like tomatoes and cucumbers. We've grown broccoli and greens and things like that. But I find it to even be fun. It's something fun to do with the family, but it's even more healthy. It's more cost effective. Just, you know, everything that I think will help my family in the future.
Low-fat yogurt with reduced sugar is a great go-to, and I'm teaching them, okay, make some choices that have a lot of protein. Let's not just pick the sugary or salty snacks. Let's pick something that's going to fuel your body for a long time, because you got to think all day long at school, and then you've got activities that you want to be participating in later.
You know, throughout the week I may slip and buy a bag of chips because I've had enough of bananas, I've had enough of the strawberries, I want something salty. And he'll say, Mom, I thought you said we're not supposed to have that. I'm like, you're right, let me put it away. You know, we'll have 2 more chips, but we'll put it away for sure. You know, we'll be done and we'll switch back to having the healthy stuff. He definitely helps me keep on track.
When you talk about what hat are you wearing, it seems like I've got a hat with a lot of different components to it. The mom and the wife hat, the employee, the volunteer, all kinds of things that add a lot of stress. And I've realized that, boy, oh boy, am I a stress eater.
For me, portion size was the major issue because I can sit down and just stuff my face. if I'm not conscious of it. So I'm very conscious of portion size and portion control. I don't eat out of bags or boxes. Everything that I eat goes into plate, bowl, etc. Internalizing the idea that I can get seconds if I want more has been a big life change really for me, because I would just load a plate down with food like, oh, that's the last food I'm ever going to see, so I better take as much as I can fit on my plate. I stopped doing that kind of thing.
I know a lot of times for the doctor to take care of your needs, they need something from you too. And so, as an advocate for better health for my community, I like to tell people, hey, these are the things you need to come with. You need to come with your medication list. You need to know what your family history is. Disease-wise, you need to know some dates of things that you had, procedures and things like that. You have to come with some information. And even at home, if you have thoughts or questions or whatever, just write them down. Because the moment you walk into that office, you're so nervous and you don't know what you're going to hear, you forget so much. And so to better help us to serve you, these are the things that you need to come with.
I don't know, this big stack of information, suddenly then it's just the little tipping point. Something puts you over the edge and you go, yep, I'm ready, I have to do this.
Take care of yourself. Exercise, eat right, have fun, don't stress out. Life's too short for that. Stress is a big part of it. And just enjoy this life.